Alright everybody, welcome to another Corey B MTG video. Today we are going to be playing Standard once again, of course, but we are going to start really shifting gears as now we are on RC week number 1. Our regional championships this weekend. RC is in the US next weekend, which I'll be commentating alongside Jim Davis. So if you're interested in checking out that coverage, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm kind of really starting to practice heavily for what to expect, what you will all be expecting. So it's going to be a lot of these tier 1 decks, you know, Gruul, Gruul, Domain, Pixie. We're going to be playing all the big ones here for the next couple weeks. But what I wanted to start with was this deck by Jesse Hampton, who won the biggest Standard event here in this last month in April. And that was the Standard Mock Showcase. Jesse Hampton, phenomenal Magic player, part of Team Handshake, is going to be playing in that big boy mocks at the end of the season, you know, playing for a ton of money, and did it with this really innovative deck where he very much just focused on attacking these Gruul decks, attacking Pixie, and attacking these Corey Cutter different decks. So if that's the metagame you're trying to attack, I don't think the metagame is going to be that crazy different from these regional championships. Now, one thing being said, regional championships are gigantic, big events. So you're going to play against everything. Standard showcase events, 32 people. You're heavily metagaming. You're not going to play against the random person who has not stopped playing, you know, their Azorius Convoke deck forever, and maybe you have a bad matchup against it. Stuff like that. So maybe this deck doesn't have a good matchup in the broad scope of things, with that kind of with kind of that in mind, but that's what we're here to find out. So this deck is a Rakdos Reanimator deck, and first of all, I've loved Rakdos Reanimator decks. You know, this is maybe one of the worst Reanimator cards that we've had. You know, I'm missing you very deeply, Cruelty of Gix. That card was phenomenal. Not an option anymore, I think. I mean, if it is, that's silly that it's not in here, but pretty positive that one rotated. But we have some really good enablers and we have some really good payoffs. So newest enabler, Tursa Light Shatterer, ends up being a great card at just being a solid body. Can get you card advantage when you attack if there are a lot of cards in your graveyard. Doesn't work if you accidentally exile the big creature though, so be wary of that. But then it also just gets these creatures into the yard, which is one of the most important things. Then we have our other really strong enabler, Overlord of the Belmerk. This is good to just reanimate, to zombify back, but also very strong at filling your graveyard with creatures. Sometimes you don't even want to pick up your creatures. So sometimes this is a 2-mana mill 4, and then you will just be having a big creature later on. We also have Fear of Missing Out, another phenomenal enabler. You don't get the delirium aspect mattering that much because most of the time when you win with this deck, you win by miles. You know, you really take over the game pretty handily. But still a great enabler. And then we have a ton of removal as well as Vel'Gavoth's Faithful, a 5-mana zombify most of the time. Sometimes you can play it proactively, but most of the time you don't want that to die, at least in the pre-board games. So that's going to be our plan, trying this out and then bringing back gigantic things like Atali, Atraxa, and Vel'Gavoth. You know, there'll be times when we take out some of these cards where they're not so good. Atali, for instance, bad against red. Vel'Gavoth, unbeatable against red. Atraxa seems good no matter what. That's probably the constant, but it's probably which one of those do we take out. If they can deal with Vel'Gavoth easily, you know, sweepers, those kind of things, that card's probably not so great. And if they are too fast, Atali's probably not so great. So that's the plan that I'm going to go with at least. But we'll see if that's correct. So before we get too far into it, let's thank our sponsors here of these videos. First up, it's KMC. If you are interested in any of the sleeves that they produce, as well as this awesome Mox deck box you see behind me, you can use that promo code in the top left part of your screen and in the description below. Find the URL to go to KMC. Absolutely love everyone that works over there. Phenomenal people, and they make some phenomenal products. So go ahead and check them out. Next up, we have the heaviest of the plays. If you're interested in any of these fine products you see behind me, as well as their newest products, their new ETB artwork playmats, they're really nice stuff. I love the blue one. Go check it out. It's phenomenal, as well as their newest Quiver, the way to carry a bunch of commander decks or just a bunch of regular decks as well. So, gonna be a lot of fun. make sure to check out all these amazing products from KMC and Heavy Play and use that URL in the top right-hand corner. So, all right, let's game. I think it's level 37. I'm only level 36. Okay. All right, so on the draw here, I am going to keep this. Opponent's on a mulligan. We have the really nice turn 2 of Fear Missing Out, discard Vel'Gavoth. Now, you know, no follow-up after that, but sometimes you don't need anything more besides finding a Zombify here to really get it done. Low end of the keep, of course, but I'm still going to keep. All right, Surveil had it the entire time. We knew it was there. I was testing all of you to see if you had, you know, the ability to keep this very medium hand, and you all passed. You all agreed with me. I'll shut the hell up. How about that, y'all? All right, we're going to discard Vel'Gavoth. Looks like we are up against a Convoke-style deck. A horrible draw there, but honestly, the one Zombify easily might be good enough here. We're definitely pushing the limits if it will be good enough because we are drawing trashy after this, but this was the most important card. So they will have this one turn to have a really nice one. We'll go into full control here. Okay, that's going to send the tokens to the sky when there is one more, huh? Okay, so they still don't get to attack this turn. They're not convoking out a gigantic creature. And I almost missed where it kind of blended in. All right, but just an obvious windmill slam. Vel'Gavoth. Good luck. So that being said, if they do have like a destroy evil, I mean, they can just sack their board. And I'm actually not positive how this works with Vel'Gavoth. If they have to sack stuff, can I still cast it after it's dead? But we shall find out. Okay, Unatraxa. So now the whole goal is, can I get Delirious? So I need to discard a creature. Discard 2, then draw that many. So no, I cannot. But I can play this, discard this, and my Rakdos Guildgate over here. And we got another FOMO, plus FOMO gives me Delirium. Oh, baby. I have to discard my only other good card, but it's really bad in this spot anyways. So we get to do this. Now, we can attack with this. The tokens don't have flying. Yes. And we can untap this. They get the free block. We get a munch of 9. And honestly, with being at this high of a life total, I kind of want to send with this. There's a chance I'm supposed to send with this too. Because this can't block alone, right? But I can trade with it. They could trade with this. I guess it's better to attack. I think it's close. The 3/3 can eat the 2/2s. I'm going to save it for now because next turn I can attack and get the 7 cards, make this attack twice, and probably win the game from there. I mean, I'm at 34, you know. Vel'Gavoth. Believe it or not, this is the Vel'Gavoth matchup and not the Atali matchup. Okay, do I just get to cast that for free? Okay, nothing I can block profitably, so do I just take this? 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 18, yeah, whatever. Opponent did the math just as we were finishing it, and easy game. So, against a deck like this, we are going to Klasm them. Our Brotherhoods will come to an end. Shieldred's good. Preachers seem okay. Cutdowns seem okay. I'm going to add them. These for sure I don't want. So I don't want Duress. I definitely don't want that Liliana. That looked terrible. I don't want the Atalis. I think. Maybe I'm never supposed to take them out. This is where I would tag in Jesse Hampton to get the for sure knowledge here, but now it comes down to what are the other cards that are medium, and it's kind of seeming to me like Preacher and Shieldred are just not good enough. I think I just want to be doing plan A here. I think Preacher and Shieldred are both good against red, but Convoke can kind of just go absolutely ham on you. And I think spot removal is better than this. If I can control the battlefield and get to the late game, that's all I need. So we're going to try it like this, y'all. All right, level 37. We're trying to get to level 38. Okay. much worse, as we don't have the way to discard. Overlord is good, and it can find us either our new red discard card, Teresa or whatever, or Fear of Missing Out to discard stuff, and then we find the thing. I'm going to keep it, but I would feel much better if I was on the play here. But with the Ruckus Theater, the triple Cliffs is actually brutal. Wasn't that our first 3 lands last turn, too? Come on now. Come on now. What are we, cliffing it up? Another Overlord. So that does allow us to go back-to-back Overlords, but I don't actually think that's good. So I'm going to make the Discipline discard here. Maybe that's not even Disciplined, but now we don't even have the turn 4 Zombify if we get there, but looks like they don't have a follow-up here. Never mind. I'll shut up. Okay, so would really love to find our 3/3. Bang. Right in the window. Right in the window. Got to be the best hit. Puts both of them into the yard. And we got the mountain, so now we just need the Zombify. I don't even know what that card does. It's probably not great for us, though. That's correct. Okay, we'll see if we even get to live. So I might have to just kill Annabella. So this is going to deal us 4 whenever you attack. Put 1 counter on it. Create X number of counters. Okay, so it gets 2 counters and then you get 2 1/1s. So if they attack with everything, I think they stacked it correctly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Block this. Take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Death. Yikes. All right, looks like I cannot do my thing, which is gotta be a horrible sign. So do I just cut down this before it cannot be cut down anymore? I think I have to, and then I also think I have to just top deck a sweeper at this point. I think I've fallen too far behind. I think I need the one of Brotherhood's End. Yeah, and I mean, that was the risk of this hand. This hand would have been good if I had turn 1 cut down, you know, to just interact, save myself like 8 damage, but since I didn't, I probably should have mulliganed this. All right, that doesn't help my cause. So let's see if they stack this right. See if it matters. Dealt me 5. Okay. Honestly, didn't matter. I guess if I killed Annabella, maybe I stayed alive, but we got. Now, on the play, do those creatures look more appealing? Once again, just spot removal looked great. I just didn't have it. So I'm just going to keep it the same. I think we've established for science that wasn't a good keep, though. So I think I should have shipped that one. I would have kept on the play. So if I get that same hand here, I'm keeping. Okay, this hand is very good. It's not like the nuts where we have everything wrapped up, but pretty close. Just need a Zombify. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's better. Oh, baby. Zombify. Zombify in the window. Okay, now we just need the land. That'd be frustrating. There's their FOMO. Okay, so we have our thing. Since we have our thing, we don't have to play Overlord. We can just Bitter Triumph here. And then Zombify, and I feel like we're pretty set. I don't want to Bitter Triumph this, though, so I'm just going to say go. Now do I want to Bitter Triumph it? It looks like they're missing a color, so yeah, sure. I'll pay the 3 life. And this might just warrant a scoop. It's a Traxa. Yeah. Rakdos Reanimator doesn't play a lot of close games. I will warn you that. So, all right, let's keep gaming. Great. You know, it doesn't have our Zombify again, but as we've seen in the first couple games, it's always on top. So have no fear. We're going to keep this, though, no matter what. Just being on the play, being able to go Fear, discard Velgavoth into a Liliana is excellent. Okay, so this, I mean, this is the one we want, but this will also be a deck that will not give us a lot of time. I'm going to discard Vel'Gavoth first. All right, and now we're just in the Zombify waiting room, so naturally it's going to pop up next turn. I'm channeling it, y'all. Okay, so this looks like the Corey Cutter. I mean, this should be a matchup that we're happy with, right? Now, I could Overlord here to try to get a Vel'Gavoth Faithful and play it. I think that comes with some risk. I really do. So, I think just fear of missing out here, or just Liliana. I'm going to do Liliana since it's mana efficient, but let me tell you, this is not a great creature I want to be killing, as Slick Shot can do some absolute damage to me. I'm going to hold this back, as it's just good at blocking the 2/2 prowess creature from Corey Cutter, if it's there. And there's the combo, where you just get to do this. Now, I guess it doesn't block very well, as they're probably going to have one spell here. And then we're going to be at the spot where we're in trouble. I bet this Izzet version is much worse for us. Spell Pierce and stuff like that. But then again, Jesse did say this was the matchup he was prepared for. So we shall see. I was curious if they were going to kill Lily. So Liliana was actually pretty great then. Okay, not good. So let's try to find our Zombify. Also not good. I can either play it. I think I need to do this now. And now we want to find Vel'Gavoth's Faithful. We got 2 of. There it is. Right in the window. All right. So let's do that. Next turn. I guess we can attack for free. Next turn we have... I'm going to hold back, I think. Next turn we have Vel'Gavoth, and that should be tough for them to beat. Well, you know, not guaranteed. We might be dead right now. That's kind of how this deck works. Or we got to chump. But this deck also runs out of steam. I played it pretty recently. And sometimes it was amazing, sometimes it sucked. All right, so I'm automatically taking... This can't be blocked, right? So I'm automatically taking 8. It's nowhere near enough yet. Okay, that always increases it by 3, so there's 11. Oh, yeah, wait. 15. All right, I get to live. Unless they have one more spell. Wow, we're dead by a lot. Like, not even close. It was not close. Wow. 22. Okay. Yeah, and I mean, that was a case where we just had to have the Zombify on 4, and then, honestly, I think we still lost. Wow, that unblockable card was something else. So, all right, spot removal. And Duress is actually good against them too, I think. So, let's see what's not. Liliana can be okay, but overall, not amazing. I am going to take it out for sure on the draw. I might keep it in on the play. Liliana is one of those cards that is like, oh my god, on the play, but wow, that's bad on the draw. And honestly, I think it's just too bad against the haste threats anyways, but in some matchups, or most matchups, it's a lot better on the play. So, here's our predicament. How many Duresses do we want against them? And how many other removal spells? I could see a world where I'm supposed to take out all the Overlords and just be a Rakdos control deck that can stumble into the thing. That feels wrong. It does feel wrong. It's one of our, I mean, it's one of the best cards in the format, let alone our deck, but it is not a good card against them. So on the draw, this is how I'm going to sideboard if we get there. Just in case we don't get there, this is how I'm going to side on the draw for sure. I think that's great. Now, when we're on the play, things do shift, and cards like Overlord get better. But it's really just how many duresses we want to have. I am going to go to 2 and 2. Okay, I'll finish this match. Okay, all right. All right, so on the play, totally reasonable. These are what these hands are going to look like after we changed our deck so much. We're going to just be this Rakdos control deck, and we're going to have to find and stumble into Zombify. I don't expect us to be Zombifying, you know, on turn 4 very often. All right. Oh, I mean, that was a great draw. Now we just need a land, and I feel quite good. I'm going to say go, just because if they just go Quarry Cutter, I want to be able to abrade it. Otherwise, I would think about Velgavoth Faithful. But they're still going to leave in some removal, I imagine. So we don't want to get too crazy with that. All right. Here's one for that. Looks like they're representing a Spell Pierce. Okay, not the worst. Not the best. Okay. Okay. Not loving this. Not loving this at all. We're starting to fall too far behind. Just activating. Okay. Don't love that. Oh, come on. Now, we can just naturally discard, or I can just play this. Since we already have the Zombify, I think playing this is fine. And we're already going to discard these 2 big creatures anyways, so discarding a card is not free right now. Alright, this is a little bad luck. Yep. You have a slight. They're missing the main cards. That's scary. I mean, now if we tap out, I feel like we could just die. Which, well, I guess we're not tapping out, but, like, what else are we going to do, you know? We only have 1 removal spell. So let's get rid of that. We'll get in there. And let's see how dead we are next turn. Yeah, that makes sense. Not a big deal for us, of course. If anything, that saves us some damage next turn. Okay. Well. Now let's do this. Discard the big ones. And, yeah, let's put the pressure on. So they can't just do this forever, you know? Yep. So now we gotta be wary of Monstrous Rage, so we gotta wait till that. Yep. I'm not gonna do it yet. Not gonna do it yet. Gotta wait for the rage, yeah. I mean, I don't think I can... Of course, they can draw into the rage and get me, but I don't think I can do anything about it. This is a nice addition. I haven't seen that in a lot of lists, but it looks scary. Okay. Okay, now we have to respond. And hope for the best. We might just get one-shotted here. Yep. I think we're getting one-shotted. If not, we have the Boros the Brotherhood's End, but we're dead to another pump spell. That? Oh yeah, that does it. God dang it. What can you do? All right, we'll play our third and final one, see if we can end with a W. All right, third and final match here with Rakdos Reanimator. On the play, I'm going to keep this a little land heavy, but very easy to enable and find our Zombify. So this is one of the best 2-3 that we have. I think Fear Missing Out into Teresa might be better, with the sense that if you already have the creature in your hand, but I'm going to maximize Zombifying since I don't know if I'm up against a deck where Torch is good. If I knew it was red, I'd keep it or whatever, but... Okay, so there is our option, but since we don't have the thing to discard, I'm just going to get the Overlord down and see what we got. Okay, so there is our large creature. So normally you never want to get this, but the fact that we're going to discard cards anyways, it's totally reasonable to get Velgavoth here. It's still the same as drawing a card. And you can't take other Overlords, otherwise we would have slammed that, of course. Each player can't cast more than one spell each turn. Okay, so this is definitely an anti-Corey Cutter card for sure. Doesn't apply to us at all. All right, so now we'll discard the Velgavoth again. All right, and we got the beatdowns. We also have the way to bring it back. Now, I guess this does kind of stop us from multi-spelling with this. It's just a Boros control deck, it looks like. We should have a great matchup against this, if I'm being honest. Okay, so we do need a land. And since we can't double spell, I'm going to play this. I'm going to get a little risky here. I'm going to discard the Duress. We have a 1 in 7 chance of hitting our Velgavoth when we attack, which would be a train wreck. But we also have a 2 of 7 chance of hitting a land, which would be awesome. And then the rest are pretty blank, but we're going to try it. No! No, Velgavoth! Oh, that was a tilter. Well, oh, well, I deserve that. I deserve that. That was a tilt. All right, we're still sitting okay. We got a good battlefield. Okay, our Bitter Triumphs are going to be very bad, it looks like. Okay. Okay, so they can't cast any more spells, so this is an easy block. Okay, dang it! Dang it! Well, we can Zombify our Overlord, I think, which is totally fine. And that way we're going to get more cards into our yard, and we'll have more looks at hitting our land drop with this. Might be taking away Delirium, though. Yeah, that's okay. Now it is especially okay. Okay, let's bring back another one or a FOMO. Let's bring back a FOMO. All right, now we got a chance to hit a land. Boo! Mistakes were made. Honestly, Velgavoth is not that amazing to play. Like, they're probably gonna have Sunfall or something here. But still, that was sad. Okay. Not a big deal there. Overlord fight. Now, can we, for the love of God, hit a land here? Hooray! We did it! We've broken it. There we go. We hit plenty of lands. All right, now the one spell a turn is actually holding us back because we just have so much gas, but if they go single block, I don't want to commit anything more to the battlefield, as it's pretty obvious they're trying to Wrath. I don't have anything gigantic to bring back either. So I think for my one spell, I should just suspend an Overlord again. Yeah, let's do that. We'll try to get another creature for the Velgavoth. There it is. There's a Tolly. That's the one I want to... I can almost cast it, but, you know, not a big deal. And now they basically have to Wrath. Oh, that could be brutal if they have Sunfall. Sunfall, you better take care. I don't know why I always get that song stuck in my head when I think of Sunfall. Shout out to CCR. I believe that's who it is. Or I'm going to look like an idiot. One of the two. I'm okay with that. Alright, so now they finally get some damage in. Now, is it worth the risk again? Probably not. But the other question is, do I actually want to have an Atali in play? And I think the answer is yes. I mean, that maybe should be my follow-up after the Sunfall. That's reasonable. And just play something like a FOMO here. Or whatever I hit off this. Still got plenty of cards. I'm going to attack first. We'll see what we do. Of course, we don't want to hit our Tolly. Okay. That makes it a little more tempting. Now that we get a free Zombify here. Let's do it. Here's a Tolly. Ooh, but yeah, I can't... Oh, yeah, Tolly's terrible against High Noon, huh? Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. Alright, let's get rid of this. Now it's probably Sunfall time. Yeah, now this High Noon is actually doing work. If they don't have Sunfall, I'm very confused. I mean, they could just be playing like they were about to draw it, playing to their outs, of course, but this seems like the most obvious Sunfall turn ever. And if it is a Sunfall, I bet I should kill my own creature. Yeah. Although it's, yeah, once again, not great against High Noon. I wish I had a better answer against this. Okay. Destroy and die? Destroy and die, huh? Alright, I guess I do take 10, which is cool. Yep. That is a combo. Forge and Elspeth. I didn't really think of that. Okay, so they left themselves dead. I mean, they were dead anyways if that was their only thing, but... Okay, so Duress looks as good as Duress could possibly be, which I think makes Chandra good. I like Preacher card advantage stuff. Because we're going to have so much removal to take out. So this is going to be a case of what do we need to bring in? And, oh, what do you know? A Jesse Hampton list? The numbers fit perfectly. Ah, I love when a good player builds a deck and then you just pick it up from a league or a challenge or something and you're like, you can see exactly their numbers fall into place. I love it. I love it. Magic, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful game. And Jesse is just one of the elite tier players. You know, I mean, he's been around the game forever. But there's plenty of, like, online grinders where I pick up a deck and the numbers just make sense. For MTG, Mogged, those are kind of my top two. Okay. So, zombifying a Shieldred stuff is not ideal, but regardless, this is a slam dunk hand. And I wish it had a Duress, but that's the only negative thing I'll say about it. Okay. You get a Plains. What does this actually do? Craft with an artifact. Okay, so got some stuff you can do late game. Alright, so now do I actually Duress instead of playing on curve here with the FOMO? Kind of think I do, because the cards I'm afraid of are like Caretaker's Talent, Urbrass Forge, of course Elspeth. But it also, I don't know exactly what I want to discard. Like, that's the other big thing. Like, there's no clear thing I want to discard. Zombify number 2 is kind of the number 1, but... Okay. I mean, running into Interrupters here is actually much worse, but... If I didn't duress now, I was probably not duressing. I'm a sorcery speed deck. Those Interrupters are going to get me good when I took out all my removal. Yikes. I hope they play something. That's going to be tough. That is going to be tough. But we got to jam into him, you know. There's no way around it. Yep. They really thought about it, you know? They really thought about this turn. I feel like that means they drew an Urbrass Forge. God, I just have a vibe. I'm going to do this, see if it resolves, which it won't. Yep, I'm going to duress them. I just have a vibe. I think it's exactly Urbrass Forge. Called it. Damn it. Oh, when you say it with confidence, though, you know, it's still wrong. Still wrong. Visa. Okay, just to draw a card. Okay, well, let's do this. I'm going to get rid of these two. I wish I could have slammed Shieldred there. Yeah, we're dead. We are in a lot of trouble. That second Interrupter is going to get us so good. I guess maybe I should have some removal spell for the Interrupter. I guess I should still have a Braid, because a Braid hits the Forge. That was a mistake. And Ghost Vacuum. Yep, that makes sense. Okay. Couldn't draw that when I duressed you. See how it is. Kind of want to jam this because it's just going to get interrupted. And then maybe we can do some zombify stuff. Maybe I can surveil. I guess that doesn't even matter. We're just dead. No, those are all uncastable, basically. And I'll say attack and cry. Yeah, taking 8, I can't do anything. There's no outs. Okay, so we'll reevaluate. Might also want that Brotherhood's End. This many duresses. I mean, they look terrible there, but they could have just drawn that half of their deck, essentially. All right, let's just go like this for the 4 duresses. Maybe that's extreme. Maybe this card is just not a playable Magic card. Does seem good. On an empty board, that card seems great. Could see cutting Vel'Gavoth. Okay. Let's do that, and we'll cut 2 duresses, and we'll go from there. Little adjustment. All right, last game of this video. And reminder, everyone, these videos come out Monday, Wednesday, Friday here for Standard. Then I throw some Modern in there on Tuesday and Thursdays whenever I have them, but those aren't consistent. Okay, we're going to keep this. This hand's awesome. And we're going to try our best to get this Italian play on turn 5. That is our goal. I would like land. That's perfect. You know, they can, of course, have the thing, a Ghost Vacuum, but I'm still going to do this. Okay, this draw is looking nice. Okay. What you got? I'm sure they took the high noons off. They did some stuff, but definitely not a lot. Okay. Well, I really want to find the land. So, I think I'm just supposed to do this. Yeah, let's do it. Forget the duress. Forget the Vel'Gavos Faithful, I think. Okay, not the land I was looking for. And now we're probably getting helixed. And then if they just hold up Aven Interrupter for the rest of the game again, I feel terrible. The one thing, I'm not 100% how this works, but I think it works in my favor. If I impending and they Aven Interrupter, when I recast it, it is not impended. Okay, so a land for basically GG. One time, untap land. Ah, well, that is a good draw. Chandra, also a good draw. Chandra can get attacked by the Forge, though, so I'm going to bin it. It also helps out Delirium. And now, nope, Zombify would not get us Delirious. But the Overlord sure almost assuredly would. Now, if they go to attack with the Forge, sometimes I would consider about not blocking to play around a Helix, but I want them to Helix, so I can just Zombify and get it going. High noon, they left him in. All right, well, that's going to be good for us. Okay, I mean, I guess it does stop the Atali once again. Well, I think this is just an Overlord turn then, and maybe I can double attack. It's better than Atali when it's just a 7/7, you know? Alright, and we can get back a Shieldred, I imagine. Yeah, that seems like the scariest card for them. Alright, get both of the effects. Now attack again. Alright, that was a solid turn. Like it has to be a Sunfall, yep. And now I have a Traxa, which is better. Zombify Atraxa. Okay, so as far as land, we'll take this. It's going to be the only Planeswalker. Only enchantment. Well, 2 enchantments. Let's take the Overlord. Let's take this for the creature. And sorcery and instant. Wow. 6 is pretty wild. Discard 3 cards. Zombify, Vel'Gavoth, and a land. But I mean, when I can't double spell with this stupid High Noon, this is going to be annoying. I don't want that. I do not want that to happen. So let's... I'm going to discard as well. Kill this. That is a good soul partition target, I'll tell you that. Now they can animate. They can hit me for 8. Yep. Yeah, we might get tempoed out here. If they have another answer for this. Gotta go for it, though. Traxa. A Braid. That's gonna be great. Liliana will be the only Planeswalker. Land. Creature. Discard a card. Okay. Going full control. I don't want them to forge. To any target. Wow. Okay. So we're very close to death. As close as it gets. But if they can't deal with Atraxa, it doesn't matter if we're at 1. They are dead. So that is their only play, huh? Craft with artifact. So they can't have another play. So the best they're going to try to do is attack and shoot it, which, whatever. So yeah, let's destroy this. And go from there. We're out of Zombify effects, though, and I did kind of throw them away willy-nilly, so maybe that was stupid. If this Atraxa goes away. I mean, if Atraxa goes away, we're at 13. They have 1 card. Not the biggest deal. And if we don't block, we die. So let's block. Yep. Okay, but yeah, now we can double spell. So that's good. Okay, so we'll start with this. Now we just get to go ham. I could have did Shieldred first, but I think drawing cards or getting this active is more important. It was not. Okay, how many cards we got left? Plenty. Let's Overlord. Yeah, without the High Noon controlling it. High Noon ended up being actually pretty good. Okay, and now we'll bring back a Vegavos Onslaught for another Atraxa. And, yeah, I should be cleaning this up pretty nicely. Unless this does something busted. I kind of didn't finish reading it, but, yeah, whatever. They get two 2/2s. So they're not dead next turn. But pretty close. Alright, beatdowns. Still got plenty of cards. Uh-oh. It's not the one we wanted. These are not the droids we're looking for. Can just play a Tali now, huh? Or I can play it for 5 mana. Yeah, whatever. Sure. Do what you want. Yup. Italy. I'm getting close to decking. I really am. But we're still going to do it. Yeah, we'll get the Planeswalker, another hasty threat. And nah, not going to play that. We'll say go. 8 cards. And that'll do it. All right, so we got the 2-1. And, you know, this one was a little close, so it's nice that we ended on this. But, man, that blue-red match just absolutely destroyed us. And that was kind of this is kind of the deck we're supposed to beat. So, I don't know. If I was playing in the RCs, I wouldn't feel comfortable playing this deck. But I do think it's powerful. So I could be wrong. You know, I think this deck could be tuned for an open metagame. But as right now, this was the list I copied for that closed metagame kind of thing. But it was still great. So if you like these standard videos, of course, we have videos coming out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I think I'm releasing this on Wednesday as I missed one with being with family for Easter and stuff. So I did miss the one day, but next video should be out on Friday, and then we'll continue throughout the RC season. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and share this video and chat with me in the comments. I love to chat with all of you. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.